Christmas, Scott, it's a great time of year.
It is a great time. It is a great time.
One of the things that I always look forward to is like getting the Christmas cards. Obviously Deshaun got a nice present in the mail.
He did.
Deshaun definitely he appreciates that stuff.
He does.
My best friends from Missouri stuck his license plate for my bike, and I ride a bike. On the street,
Right.
so I'm the only other
And
guy
for
that
your
registered.
e-bike, it's an e-bike too.
I got 90 days to change that plate over to something from South Carolina, Scott. So you just got
Right.
to
Yeah, you got to transfer the plates.
The other thing that's commensurate with the holidays for cops is retail theft. Some places call it petty larceny, but retail theft is obviously people stealing, boosting things from
Shoplifting, yep.
retailers, shoplifting, those kind of things. It's everything from an ordinance violation up to felony charges, depending on what you do. And I was sitting there the other day, and you start to see the number of bolos coming out that you get an email on what to be looked out for, because I work in a business district. And it's like, you know what these are like? Those are like the Christmas cards your friends send you, like every year your kid's getting bigger. And you see the same turds over and over. And over again.
Right.
Oh, this guy's got a property crime enhancement
Yeah.
this year.
Oh,
look
at this. God, he's getting so big. Getting so big.
Yeah, it's not the graduation photo the media is used to pushing out on the guy. It's the guy doing,
Right.
oh, man, we knew who that guy is. He's ID'd and picked up in no time. And then there's another one out the following week. But, I mean, like the retail theft at least in Illinois, it was something that with the Safety Act being passed that, a lot of people just started taking a hands-off approach to it. Like it was definitely what people don't realize is the nexus of crime is drugs. And people have to do things to support their habits with drugs. And then during the holidays, they still have obligations, family parties and things that they have to make to disappoint their father at and things like that.
Like white elephant gifts, you got to get something for that.
And very few agencies in Illinois, it seemed, were like really interested in pursuing these things. Like we used to, when we got into retail thefts, we would flip those people all the time because they were stealing to support a habit. You know what I mean? And we tried to make it something. We were doing our drug work for that for a while, but there's an agency out there that Scotty's going to talk here a little bit about. We had a great guest that came back. Last time we had him on, it was 2022.
I know, it's crazy. I can't believe that.
A lot of shit going on.
And he showed up with the Academy sweatshirt on last time. He didn't have it on this time.
He's got a lot of good shit happening, though. Last time we talked to him, he was a sergeant. And now Scott can kind of fill you in on the rest. And we'll get into this right away.
Yeah. Well, and who we're alluding to is our longtime friend and Academy classmate, Bob Christopherson from Oak Brook Police Department, now Deputy Chief Bob Christopherson. So right. I mean,
we don't have a lot of brass on here, but Bob definitely has the street cred to come talk to us.
Right. So, like Sean was talking about with this retail theft stuff, no better person to talk about it than Bob, because I mean, for those of you that are familiar with the Chicago suburbs, Oak Brook is a very nice suburb, kind of just on the outside fringe of Cook County, just into DuPage County, and with one of the largest malls and very high end, a lot of high end stores and things at this mall. And for years, obviously, Bob's worked that angle, and now Oak Brook is just they are like the front runners in a lot of things that are going on, and just new technology and crime fighting and whatnot. So I was like, man, with this time of year and the stuff that we're talking about and the things that they're doing, I said, man, this would be a good one for Bob to come on and talk about some of the stuff that they're doing, because they are definitely at the forefront of this. So welcome back, Bob.
Appreciate it.
Good times. Yeah. Again, hard to believe it's been 3 years you were on here, but
it's crazy.
I know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard to believe it's been 25 years since we've all been doing this work too. Yeah, this is the month, right?
Right. Crazy. Man. So, welcome back. And so why don't we just kind of get into, what you guys are doing, and then we're going to talk about some of the really cool stuff that you guys use in your agency, which is, I think, kind of, you guys are leading the pack out here in the suburb.
Yeah, I mean, it's Oak Brook. It's a destination for people. It's we have the third largest shopping mall in the United States, outdoor shopping mall, and we protect it. I have a chief who has a vision. You come to Oak Brook, you do a crime, you're going to pay for that crime, and we got a full support. We have an excellent village. Our trustees, the village president, are behind us 110%, and it's Chief Stroke is his vision. You commit a crime in Oak Brook, we will catch you any way we can, and that's what we're doing.
So one of the biggest things, obviously, that well, there's a couple of things. The first one I'll talk about, which I mean, I've seen a lot of your videos, and if you follow Oak Brook's police page on Facebook. They got some really cool shit on there, and it's their drone first responder program, which is become, you're starting to see it a little bit more across the country, but definitely around here, they are the ones who have really got this going, and the footage is just unbelievable. And so why don't you talk a little bit about that? Like what is it? How did it come about? And obviously some success stories with this. I know there's a lot.
Chief Strelkas saw a demonstration on it, and he brought it to our village board, and our village president bought in. He met with the company, and it was within 2 months we had it. And I'm telling you, it's a mini helicopter. It's a game changer in far as technology. It's getting there before the officers gets there. It's a live view. Each officer has a cell phone for their beats. It goes directly to a cell phone. They can see it. You can zoom in almost a mile away, and it's getting, like I said, it's getting there before the officers get there. So it's real time data, real time live feed, and it's an eye in the sky. It's our own mini helicopter. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and they it takes off. I've seen the videos. It takes off from it's mounted at the fire station, right? You said?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, this thing, it's unbelievable. It docks itself. It swaps out its own batteries. I mean, I'm just watching the videos, and what'd you say? It can, like, so what's it typically, like, what kind of stuff is it deploying for, and how is it kind of being utilized when it's going out on those things?
Emergency calls, any emergency call it comes through 911, it gets deployed on. We have a real-time crime center, so we have operators in there launching the drone for us. They type the address in, it goes up, and it goes. I mean, it's I never thought we'd be using drones instead of police officers, but you name it's been on it, and it's unbelievable.
I mean, it's like when you talk about from a strategic standpoint, some of the footage, folks, you got to go out there and look at this stuff. It's great. I mean, I know you see it all. I mean, you would see this years from like LA when they're chasing guys in car chases and things like that. But that is a very expensive resource to have up, and like to have that launch and be up at the time when something like that's really going down usually takes a little while. But like the immediacy of which these drones are up and providing good information to cops, like, getting information, collecting information on the ground. Obviously, that's still going on. Officers are going there. They're just not saying, hey, drone's up, we get to chase whatever we want and crash into things and kill people. If you're thinking that that's
Correct.
the case, that's not the case. They can get a good eye on this and get some really good information. It's like you get a plate, you get a person, you get an idea as to what's going on. But like, what has that done for, Oak Brook was always, we all knew it. Like everybody's like, Oak Brook was like the tip of the spear for like retail theft enforcement. Like we went there when we were younger officers, like we were in the TAC team together. And this is like now probably close to 15, 20 years ago. And we were training with Bob because of the relationship that he had with the retailers in there that wanted to work with us. There is some reluctance in some retailers to work with us more than others, but the relationship that he developed with those folks there was impressive. And that immediately that night we were getting into things. Like a lot of times you go to training and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to see this shit for another 10 years or whatever.
Right.
And then you forget about it and you don't do it. Literally the night we were there, we were out doing things. We were like, well, I guess they weren't messing around. I mean, we were chasing people through parking lots and everything else on foot. But the drones, if we had those, could, I imagine, completely change that dynamic, Bob. So like, what has that done for operationally for your officers, as well as driving down your numbers in crime with that?
I mean, it's helped our officers. It's another eye in the sky. Like here's an example. We had a pickpocketing suspect was hitting one of our stores, and we just had the drone follow him. All the officers said back, it was easy. They weren't getting made. You have undercovers getting made. We just ran the whole operation from the sky as we followed them from store to store to store with the drone.
And has it helped your numbers at all, like from like where you guys were pre-drone? Or, I mean, because you guys were always aggressive. You probably always have really good numbers. And, and then again, we'll get in a little bit down the road here. Like, how does it play out in court with drone footage and things like that? How does that help? Like, is it from the criminal justice standpoint of like convictions and incarceration or, any of that stuff?
It hasn't really, we haven't hit it yet. It's only been flying for, I want to say, since June.
Okay.
May, June, we've had it up and launched it. But I mean, it's an extra tool, just like anything else you get in law enforcement. It's a tool that's going to help us. And as far as evidence-wise, we have a portal where you can go see. It's a portal on our website, village website. We're in the process of doing that, where anybody can see what we were. They can see the pattern. They can't see what we reviewed, but they can see the pattern when we did it. And it's easy. Every flight that we use for evidence purposes, we upload into our evidence.com, and we use it for court.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. I mean, and just the seeing it, like he was showing me some videos earlier of just there was a obviously there's a lot with the retail thefts, but other stuff. There was car burglaries that were happening in one of theirs, right? And it was the guy was breaking into cars in it was like an office complex or something.
Correct.
And they had the guy, and I mean, you see the police cars coming into the lot, and we've all been there where it's like, okay, somebody's on the phone, with a dispatcher saying, I saw him running this way, and then I saw him running this way, but you just see from the video, you're not hearing the audio, but when he's showing me the video, that's being relayed, like, okay, the guy's coming around this side of the building. And ultimately the guy he was hiding in some bushes where maybe the officers might not have even seen where this guy was at, because they were also running around the side of the building. And it's like, boom, they were on top of him right there. So, I mean, even from not only just from like an apprehension standpoint, but even like an officer safety standpoint, that you're not running into a situation, especially if you had somebody that was armed or was believed to be armed, and you're chasing them, and it's like, whoa, don't come around this corner kind of thing, So, I mean, there's got to be that kind of component in it too.
There is. I mean, and the drone gets there before the officers get there. It goes 45 to 50 miles an hour, depending on the wind. We had one the other day, another burglary at our Nordstrom rack. Guy walked in, because in DuPage County, we charge them burglary. We don't retail. You're getting charged with the burglary.
Right.
It's Bob Berlin. Bob Berlin's not messing around.
Right. That's the other beauty of it. We talk about, I mean, we all worked in this same county together, for many, many years, and was always known to be very aggressive with the prosecutions. And what's nice to see is that even as much as, we bitch and complain about what goes on here in Illinois and, lacking prosecution, I mean, I'll tell you what, just about every, I think, third press release that I see that comes out that's a detention is coming from Oak Brook, because you guys have that kind of relationship and you guys build strong cases. I mean, that's what's a big part of it too. It's the technology just adds to the totality of that whole case, like with saying, hey, yes, these are retail thefts in Illinois, but again, if you have aggressive, good state's attorneys, some of these retail thefts meet the elements of burglaries. And when you've got people doing that, that's what they're charging. And you guys are putting those kind of cases together, which, as we all know, when you do a lot of enforcement in your community, whether it's like this kind of stuff or drug stuff or prostitution in hotels, that word gets out to the criminals. Like, hey man, you don't want to go there. Like, they don't mess around. You might want to go some other mall or some other town, because they're not playing.
Yeah. The case we had the other day was the drone was up on I believe he was looking for somebody in the woods, and we got another burglary in progress at the Nordstrom rack on the west side of town. Drone got there before any officers got there, and the LP gave it a wrong direction. They said it was going east. Well, the drone, zooming in almost a mile away, sees a guy behind Walgreens come running, jump in the car, and the car goes away. Without that drone there, we would have never caught the guy. The guy would have got away. We just followed them. We set it. They followed. The drone was on top of them. Followed the car till right set up, and we blocked him in and got the guy in custody.
Increase in safety, lower risk to the public, very unobtrusive. Like, you don't want to live in a neighborhood. Like, Oak Brook's a nice city. You don't want a helicopter hovering all the time. I'm not trying to, kill a resource for people, because aviation is great, but like a drone is like very unobtrusive, to be honest with you. When you work with them, I work with horses, and even the horses like them. I put a helicopter over a horse. Yeah. Okay. That's going to create some serious problems for us, but the thing about it is just that you think about like all of these things that are with that. I'm sure a lot of people want to know, like, all right, so you've got an information center where you're sitting there and you're tracking this stuff. Is this drone being piloted by a police officer that works in there, or is it somebody that has been designated? Because Illinois has got some crazy rules about, FAA, airspace, things like that.
Yeah.
How's that work?
We have all our drone operators have their 107 license, the FAA 107 license, and it's our civilian employees that are in there. So we have everybody that we hire now. It's like a hybrid position, like community service officer, 20 hours a week in the real-time crime center, 20 hours a week on the road. Because getting officers to get in there, it's a cost.
Yeah, right.
You're going to pay an officer a ton of money to sit there to fly a drone. That's not happening. Mm-hmm. But the officers are trained in it. So if we're heavy on manpower, we can bring an officer in. But most of the time, it's our community service officers, our real-time crime analyst comes in there, our administrative assistants. Everyone we hire now is all drone certified.
That's awesome.
And we have retired coppers too, our auxiliary programs. So we have auxiliary officers in our 2 schools, and also the auxiliary officers. They're all retired police officers. A couple of them have their Part 107 license, and they fly it as well.
So you don't run into any problems with Brandon Johnson with airspace issues? Like
Nothing
shut these
whatsoever.
things down, nothing whatsoever. So like,
We got the FAA waiver. We're good to go.
We got the waiver.
Mhm.
Shot spotter drones. We don't want any of those. We want to solve crime. That's great to hear.
So how big? I know this was funded by a grant, right?
No,
it was
funded by our village.
Okay.
Our chief, like I said, our chief brought it to the village president.
Yeah.
And the village president bought in, and then he brought it to the board with the chief and the chief's vision. And 6 months later, we had it installed and we're up and running.
Yeah. And I got to say, like, I mean, I remember this just from being at Bob's last promotion ceremony and listen to Brian, his chief, talk. I mean, he's a great chief, and just talk. It goes back to that, like, involvement with the community and getting the people in your community on board with the stuff that you're wanting to do.
Right.
And obviously they sold it to them, as this is going to be a great thing. It's going to help us do our job better. It's going to help catch the people that are doing these things in our town. And it's definitely paying off. So that's huge. And the community buy-in is definitely a big part of that.
Yeah. And we're the first one in the Midwest, the first in Illinois with it. And now you see all these other departments. We do weekly tours for all these police departments coming in, checking it out. And all these other towns realize this is the future of law enforcement, the technology that is associated with it. So we're getting some buy-in from other departments too. So hopefully within the next few years, you're going to see a lot of departments with their own DFR program in Illinois.
And you're like, hey, listen, it's $100 for the tour because we got to buy batteries.
Yeah.
There we go with it, because it's Illinois. They'll figure it's a tax of some sort.
Yeah, right.
A drone tax.
Drone tax. You're paying your drone tax.
How do the guys feel about it? How do the guys working the ground feel about it? Like,
we had to get buy-in at first. We're like, all right, it's another tool, but now they buy in it. And our drone's name is Blue, so they're always asking, is Blue up? Blue got eyes? Can we step back so we don't have to file like it was Blue up? So yeah, they're buying. And like I said, each officer has a beat car has their department phone, and you get live footage to that phone, so they could be on the ground looking at their phone, like, hey, you got to go farther north, go west, and so they can coordinate everything. It's unbelievable, the technology that is associated with it.
And that's not like an incident command structure setup that you got to do with that. You're just like, when it's up, it's like, the officer's kind of watching and he's kind of in charge of that whole thing? Or do you like, how does that process work?
No, the officer, if he needs to look at a phone, I mean, that's available for him. He doesn't have to look. The person in charge is the person flying the drone.
Okay.
And they're waiting for the officer. If the officer wants to pull his phone on and look at it, but to help him coordinate where he's at. But most of the time, the drone officer's in charge of it, calling out things over the air.
And one of the things you said that you're working towards, right, is that it'll get at some point trying to get it set where it will actually deploy like a CAD-based deployment, right?
Correct.
Depending on what kind of call. So like right now, somebody's, they're listening to what the call is or they're hearing a request for it, but ultimately at some point getting to like, hey, this thing's going to hear certain kinds of calls, or it's going to automatically attach to certain kinds of calls, right?
Yeah, CAD integration's coming. Once that's built out, it'll launch autonomously instead of having somebody launch it. But right now we have somebody inside launching it, and it's working out well.
That's awesome.
And there's no problems with it, Bob. Day, night. I'm assuming some weather issues may affect it, like any aviation assets. So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, we're really a test pilot for the company. We got it through Flock. They haven't really had it in the wintertime. The battery length, how long is it, flight times. And we were flying it the other day. Obviously you don't want to fly in a pouring rainstorm or high winds. It depends how high the winds are if we're going to launch it or not. But there's always tests and trials and tribulations with something new. And so far, so good.
Yeah. Do you think you'll try to add more to it at some point, or is it?
No, it covers our whole town.
Yeah.
It's in the center of town at 3 square miles. So we actually can cover other towns as well.
Yeah. Do you get requests? Do you get a lot of requests for it on surrounding? No, really?
Even our fire department, the good old hosers, if they need help with it, like on bad accident scenes or fires, we'll launch it for them. They know to request it and how to request it. And some of our fire officers have the Part 107 license as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I tell people to go out there and check it out because you guys post some really good stuff and some good videos, especially related to some of the stuff at the mall. It's kind of entertaining, and it's set to Christmas music. That was the most recent one, which I got a laugh out of that.
That was hilarious. That was really good.
So that's one cool thing that you guys are using. And another thing that you guys have been using for a while now is the Star Chase, right?
Yeah, that's another excellent tool. It's Now that every department should have that. Every department.
So tell people what that is exactly and like what kind of stuff you guys are primarily utilizing it for.
Star Chase is a dart that's asphyxiated to the front of the squad car, and it's got a launcher on the squad car. The officers can it basically shoots a dart with it's a GPS dart. It's got a adhesive with a magnet attached to it. You shoot it at cars that take off on you, and you just back off and you follow them, the GPS. We are using that on a daily basis for anything. You think the car is going to flee? All right, dart it. Shoot a dart. So if they get a dent in a car, they get a dent in a car, right? But we are using with the car the other day. We had a car that we were wanted for burglary and robbery. We tagged it before we lit it up. We tagged it, followed it for a little bit, lit it up. The car fled, and we just backed off and let technology do its work. We just traced it to the GPS tracker on it.
Is it like CO2 cartridge, like airsoft kind of thing, or like how's that work?
No, it's got a launcher on the front of the. It's all wired into it's built into the engine of the squad car. It's a whole housing unit, you name it, it has on it. Shoots off from the front, and then they have like it looks like a bazooka. We have 2 handheld ones that our TAC guys can get out and shoot as well.
Really?
They're just hanging out the window at the mall, just shooting that at them.
Yeah, we it's happened. It's happened.
I'll tell you one agency that I know of nationally that will not be going with that. It'll be the Georgia State Police, because all they do is pursue and hit people.
Yeah, they don't want that. We want to just crash into it.
Recruiting. It's actually going to hurt recruiting. But I mean, that makes perfect sense when you think about that. Like the idea that and again, okay, you got a dent on your car. That's again another reasonable suspicion for somebody to say, hey, there should be a dent in this area if you're looking for it. It goes back to that whole when you're in FTO and it used to drive me nuts. Like, make sure you go up there and you touch the bumper with your thumb.
Touch the trunk.
Touch the trunk with your thumb. I was like, what's that? Well, it could be evidence that you were here dealing with this. It's like, now you actually have a GPS
dart
device that's on there. Like you chipped the car like it's your dog or something. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing.
Right.
Have you run into any issues in the courts with any of that stuff? Like, is anything that's come up so people are like, oh, well, that might not hold up here, or it could be an intrusion of whatever?
Nothing
at all, nothing
whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have officers that shoot and miss. We've shot and missed more than we probably hit, but it's hard hitting a car going. It depends how fast the car's going, but it's we chase. So we're one of the only towns in the area that really chase, and that's another pursuit mitigation tool that the Chief Stroke has implemented when he put it on the squad cars, and we use it a lot. I can tell you the technology is where law enforcement's going.
You gonna work that into the qual then next year? You're the deputy chief. You can make that happen, can't you? Like how you lead a vehicle with that.
Yeah. Right. All right, here you go. We're gonna go 50 miles an hour. Let's see where you can go. Put the target in the back of the car and go.
What do you mean? I got to zero in the front of my squad car? Zero.
It actually has it has a laser on it. You can raise and lower. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's neat.
Yeah, I mean, and like again, his stories that he tells about this thing. Because obviously a lot of their stuff, your cases, they wind up going into Chicago, I mean, they might run around the suburbs a little bit, but a lot of the stuff's going back to the city. And you guys have a good relationship with Chicago and utilizing their helicopter and all that stuff too, right? Because
100%.
You were just telling me one before we got on here, right? About where darted it and it went way into the city somewhere and you guys were able to find it there, right?
Correct. It was a robbery car, and we've been tracking it with through license plate readers, and it kept hitting certain times. And we saw it. We darted it right off the bat before we had hit lights on it. Once we hit the lights, it fled, and we just backed off, let the technology do its work until the helicopter found it. And the helicopter found it and tracked it for us. And we wound up taking the guy into custody. And that case actually solved some other previous cases. So that's fresh. That happened last week.
So this stuff is actually sounding like it's more effective than ankle brace monitoring. Those kind of things that people are wearing. You know what I mean? It definitely sounds way better than that. But and again, that's one of the things. Is that on every car that you got, or is every car equipped with that, or are there guys like want to be assigned to that car? I mean, or is it assigned to a certain area because you're seeing it, or how's that work?
All the squad cars have them.
Oh wow!
And then we have 2 handheld launchers for our TAC guys.
You talk about seriously, this is unheard of in Illinois. I've left 4 or 5 years ago now, and to hear this for an agency that is was so close to us, and you hear this stuff and you're like, oh my God, this is unheard of in a state that is basically says to everything else, by and large, hey, we're going to make it really easy on the criminals and really, really hard on the cops, and this is a lesson to anybody there. You can do a lot of things with technology to improve safety, improve incarceration rates, motivation for your officers, and the fact that they feel supported by their city council chief, everything like that. That is great, man. I mean,
Yeah, if our officers, if you're doing the right thing for the right reason, you got nothing to worry about.
Right.
Right.
That was awesome. And again, you got to take care of your town. I don't care what anybody says. Like, people are pissed off about this stuff. Like, oh, you're doing this for this reason. They say that to us all the time. But it's like, you know what, where is your bread buttered? It's with the people that you take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And in a big aspect of that is like jobs, everything else in that area. If we just turn a blind eye in a town like Oak Brook to retail theft, like a lot of other agencies have, because of the rules and the bonds and everything else, well, people are going to stop coming there. Money's going to dry up. People are going to not want to work in that agency. And this is the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so great to hear, because it's like, man, that is a crazy state to have to do your job in. And I can't, man, you guys are doing a great job of that.
With our mall, I mean, the mall is our bread and butter. And with the chief's vision, we've got 100 license plate camera readers in 8 square miles. Every entrance and exit the mall has a license plate reader and an Overwatch camera that every officer can go live from their cell phone, their work phone.
Right.
And people are tagging plates like felony wanted vehicle, hot listed, suspended, you name it, it flags. Our 5-person TAC unit's going to be on it.
Yeah, and that's, and the thing too, we talked about this a little bit before. It's, some people, the naysayers, will be like, retail theft, and why are we putting so much work into that, and why is it such a big deal? But it goes back to kind of the point of what Sean was just saying, and Bob and I were talking about this before too, that it's kind of like, when we used to work prostitution cases, and we would get shit for that sometimes, because people would say, oh, why are you wasting resources on this kind of stuff? And it's not just about that thing. It's about all those bigger things. And like Bob's talking about, they're solving other cases. These people are committing much larger crimes. There's huge problems with organized retail theft rings in and around the Chicagoland area. There's just so much more that is involved in this. And they have taken a hardcore stance on this of, we are going to go out and aggressively combat this stuff. We are going to put resources into, being proactive and trying to prevent this stuff in our community. And Bob could probably tell us 100 success stories of all the things that they've had from it, because it's just one after the next. And it's awesome. And they I'm going to tell you, as again, for those of us that are still around this Chicagoland suburban area, Oak Brook is known, man. Like, that is the FAFO kind of town. Like, they are gonna chase you. They are gonna spike your car out on the expressway. They're gonna shoot darts and stick them to your car and follow you wherever you go. And they're gonna chase people down with drones. I mean, they are not playing, but they do it well. And they do, and their training is tremendous. I mean, I hear, again, all the stories about all the training and everything goes along with it, because you couldn't be doing these things and doing it successfully if you weren't having your people highly trained and putting the time and effort into that too.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight with the training too. Like, there's going to be spiked the wrong few cars, had to pay for some tires. That's the cost of doing business, but 90% of the time, like, if there's a retail or burglary happening in town, if we get in a chase, officers know, go to the checkpoint, because 90% of them want to go to the city. They know where to go. It's amazing to see each shift do this, to go to the checkpoints. Where are we setting up spikes? Who's got this? The communication. It didn't happen overnight. Took a while to get to that, but now the flow is going really well with our department.
And now it's ingrained and it's part of the system. Like, every newer officer that comes in is going to be trained by experienced guys that are seeing this stuff. It's not like you're starting this from scratch. I mean, you did, but now it's like obviously part of, the lifeline of the agency. Like, everybody understands this is what's going on. Like touching the trunk kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like that same theory. That's great to hear. And from what I understand, they're really inclusive with who they support for when they're chasing people. It's everything from like Neiman Marcus, Lululemon, all the way down to Five Below. It doesn't matter. From what I understand, you thieve in that town, it's a warning. You heard it here first. I mean, obviously, but I'm like, seriously. I mean, that is amazing stuff to hear, that somebody that's sitting at your level, and I'm not just blowing sunshine here. It's like, you get this technology support, the financial support, the political support, and then you got officers that are like willing to do this and learn and do some different things, and people that are coming in and flying drones. I mean, this is like the future here, and reach out to these guys if you can, to find out, like, hey, what they're doing, what technology they're using, how they're doing this, what the costs are. Like, I'm in the Southeast where, the budgets for police agencies are good and bad. We'd be shooting slingshots at people from inside our cars to try with gum attached to something with a tag on it or something. And to hear this is amazing. I mean, it's really great.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, and we're hiring. We got spots open. So you listeners, whoever wants to hire, nationaltesting.org, reach out and apply.
And
Awesome.
go to their social media. Check out Oak Brook Police Department's social media. Go on Facebook and see the stuff that they're doing, and it's great.
We laugh now. Like, I would love to be a rookie officer coming in this department. All the cool stuff we get to do. They're spoiled. You name it. You're allowed to chase people. You're allowed to tackle people. We have the best technology, the best tools, and we're only getting better with it. So it's a good time to be a cop in Oak Brook right now.
Wait, so you're hiring? Yeah. Wait,
you're running into real crime. I mean, like, if you're
the
looking
crime
for activity, you're running into real crime in that city, and it's a great draw. What are you guys doing? Are you going to steal the county seat from Wheaton now, like it was stolen from Naperville?
Actually, we were leading an arrest a few years back, and then we wound up being number 3. The whole immigrant crisis, we were doing 15 a day when I was a sergeant. We were 15 to 16 shoppers a day, rinse and repeat with the good old safety act. Arrest them to get released. Arrest them, get released. And they just keep coming back.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. Right.
Well, and one last thing on that too. I mean, you guys, still have a very good relationship with a lot of those retailers and things at the mall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the mall. We have an excellent relationship with mall management. We have a really good relationship for them.
Yeah, because that's another piece to that whole puzzle too. It's the agency, the community, the businesses. It's like all those people working together. And I mean, this has got to be, I think it's about one of the best examples of what you guys are doing there, and combining that with the technology it's impressive.
Even mall security, we have a mall security excellent relationship. They have our radio. They're on a radio band. If they see something, if we're like, hey, mall security paying attention, we just had a retail run and you got eyes on them, and mall security jumps on. So it's not only us, it's a mall security, it's a mall management. And you got to buy in from everybody, and there is. So it's going really good.
Yeah.
Here's one final question for you, Bob, based upon that, and mall security's helping you out. Louisiana had a recent case where they had an officer that was working an extra duty detail down there where there was a retail theft that had occurred in a Dillard's, and we did a whole show on this. And I was thinking about you the entire time, like how you would have handled this as a chief, a deputy chief, of one of your officers is running out there in the parking lot without the drones and any of the stuff that you have. And a lady pulls up in her civilian car and says, hey, jump in and we'll chase the guy around. The guy got a lot of praise from his organization in Slidell. How would Oak Brook maybe take a look at that? I mean, so your guys may be listening to this. If they are, they might know what they could expect.
Oh, man, that's don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Don't put yourself in this situation. Appreciate the help, ma'am, but I know. We'll let technology do its work. That's what we have detectives for.
Yeah, right. So we're vindicated in our thought.
Right. I was losing my mind. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was losing my mind. The guy jumping in the lady's Hyundai Santa Fe and, I don't know, chasing her around.
That's the memo to the chief. No one was more surprised than me, chief.
Right.
When this lady asked me for a ride, what an idiot.
That's awesome. As you guys could hear, Chris wasn't here tonight. I think, Scott, this is at the point where he's actually being visited by Jacob Marley, because of his commitment to Ebenezer Scrooge like things in the holidays.
Right.
But
which is he with Ghost of? So he's probably about Ghost of Christmas Present now at this time, or I'm not sure where he's at.
Process. That's what I went with. Like one of his old partners was hitting him up on that. So Jacob Marley, but he'll be back again next week, folks. And we really appreciate you coming and talking with us, Bob. It's great to hear from you again. And
yeah, it's awesome,
man. It's as a young officer, I'd definitely be looking at Oak Brook really hard right now, to be honest with you, based on what I was hearing. So it'd be great to work with you again. That's for sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was great to be on. And like I said, even you got a great chief, great village, and you get every buy-in and you get the support. It makes it easy.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Scott, right quick here, I can edit this all in and out.
Okay.
Bob, are you good with using your information? Like, do you want to talk to people about that, or are you just you're not really want to get into it?
Or just say go to give out the Facebook page or something, maybe, or say
I'm fine with it. Follow Oak Brook Police Department on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna give you a leading question on that. Or Scott, you want to hit him with the leading question on that one, and then we'll close it, and we'll just end it when he's done with that.
And then
use Chris for the closeout.
Okay. All right, so Bob, I know I keep talking about the social media stuff. Where can people go to see this and watch some of your videos and see some of this stuff in action?
Oak Brook Police Department on Facebook and Oak Brook Police Department on Instagram.
Awesome.
Easy enough. McDonald's headquarters there too.
No, moved to Chicago. They're regretting it.
Gone.
Oh man. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
All right, so then what are we gonna? So we're gonna just say?
Yeah, well, I'll just use Chris's outro like I used to. When he's not here, I let him do that outro.
All right,
anyway,
well,
so
let's give him one more like thanks for coming on kind of thing, and we'll do that, and then we'll just cut it there.
All right. Well, again, Bob, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it. Like I said, it's good to see and hear you from you again. Hopefully the fam's doing well. And, you have a great holiday, but the people of Oak Brook should be proud. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
It was a blast again. And good seeing your faces.
There you go.